Jeremy, you can start sharing your screen so you can see your screen. Okay, so Fermi, are you there? Hello, Fermi. Fermi, please, you can start. Thank you. You can start. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, I'm actually having difficulty sharing my screen. Okay, can everyone see my screen now?
Yeah, can you make it landscape? Can you like rotate it so that it's landscape?
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I just
Yeah, we can see your screen. Thank you.
wanted to be sure everyone could see my screen. Okay. Um. So can everyone see my screen now?
Very clear, very clear. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So today we'll be talking about UI UX design, basically, and I'm just going to show like a preview of what we are going to go into details in during the boot camp for the next 8 weeks, I guess. Yes, for the next 8 weeks. So I will just say what UI UX is and stuff like that. So yeah, UI UX is is usually a combination of UI and UX. And what is UI? UI is user interface, while UX is user experience. So interface is basically user interface rather. It's basically what we see when you take your phone and you open your phone, your home screen, your lock screen. The first thing you see when you open your phone, they are interfaces. Those are the things you see, like the colors, the layouts, the call to action, like the button you press, or where you type something to do something, you want to put in your information, you type there. So that's like user interface. Well, user experience is not a physical thing. It is what a person experiences. For example, if you're an Android user and you buy an iPhone for the first time, when you open the iPhone and you see your home screen, there's a feeling you have that, okay, I have an iPhone. This is how it is. I'm excited that, okay, now I have an iPhone. Then by the time you try to do some one or two actions, it might be difficult at first because you have always been an Android user, so you don't really know how the iPhone works. So like when you use an iPhone for the first time, you don't really understand. You can't go back. Okay, how will I go to the next thing? How will I close this window? You might have difficulty in it. So that emotion, that feeling of, okay, please, oh, come and tell me what to do. That is the user experience. So yes. So user experience is like a joke. If you have to explain it, then it's not good. Yeah, the same way you open a normal phone or an application. Example, WhatsApp. Let's say you open WhatsApp for the first time and you don't understand what you're seeing on your screen. You have to ask someone to please explain what am I going to do. Then that is a bad UI actually, because UI, like I said, yeah, UI user interface is like a joke. Yes. So like if I have to start explaining that, okay, when you click on this, click on slide to the right, you'll be able to see status, slide to the right again, or you select status or calls, you can get to that part. Or if I have to tell you that, okay, when you click on this person, you'll be able to chat to the person. That is a bad UI. But a good UI, once you open it, you already understand what to do. You don't need to be told what to do. Like when you use a new application for the first time, you already know that, okay, log in, sign up. You understand what that means. That is a good UI. But when a bad UI, yes, a bad UI is when you're going to an application for the first time and you just see username, password, login, forget password. There is no create account. And you're like, okay, how am I supposed to log in? How am I supposed to actually create an account? So that's a bad UI actually. I asked the person that developed that, how will I create account? So like that's a bad UI and that is a bad UX. So we all know that a plane can be flown from its cockpit, yes. The UX to fly, it is there. But the controls are arranged in a way that is not implicit. It has a complicated UI. That's for a plane. So creating a great UI is a challenge. Yes, I think if you go out there, any designer, I think generally people just see, okay, UI UX design. We are just dragging circles and triangle and everything, but it's actually more than that because you are creating something that if a baby should hold a phone, the baby should be able to understand what to do. Or a very old person presses a phone, the person should be able to understand. It's like you don't just wake up one morning and you just start doing anything. You have to go through some processes. You have to see what other people have designed. Okay, this is how it is done. This is what I have to do. So like it is not exactly easy. So when people say UI UX is easy, it's not. There's nothing that is easy in tech anyway. Any tech thing you're doing, there's going to be a lot of sleepless nights if someone is serious about it. So what is the job of a UI designer? Remember I said UI and UX are two things combined together to give UI UX. So right now we're talking about a UI. And please let's note that you can specialize in just UI design, or you can specialize in UX design, or you can specialize in product design. As we move on, I'm going to explain the differences. So UI UX designers, we do research. I think I said that previously. You don't just wake up one morning and you just design something. You have to do research. You need to, okay. Sorry? Can everyone hear me?
Loud and clear. You can continue, please.
Okay. So UI designers, we literally go through researches, storylines, user guide and storyline. That's like when you want to when you are pitching your design to a stakeholder. Yes, you need to most stakeholders or more generally, we don't understand things when we say with words, but if there's like a pictorial representation of it, we understand things. So yeah, for UI designers also, we work on responsiveness and interactivity rather. So if you notice, for every application you use, any button you press, anything you select, always takes you to a next thing. So we, the UI designers, we are the one that do that. When I design, okay, your name, your password, there is a button that says login. When you click on that login, it takes you to the next thing. That is prototyping. So a UI designer does that. Then there are some applications that you open that you see if a video is playing, or there's a picture, or there's something that is moving, whether a website or an application. It is also a UI designer that does that. then we all notice that the way you view some things with an iPhone is different from the way you view it with Android. It's different from where you view it on a laptop. So it is also a UI designer that does that. So UI designer, it doesn't just work on a phone, or see, you should be able to do anything either on an Android phone, iPhone. So a UI designer job also is to work with a developer, because once they are done designing, the developer has to write the code. So you people have to work together. And I don't know, we've all heard that the battle between UI designers and developer is always there, because I design A, you have to develop A. I cannot design A and I'll be seeing X, Y, Z. No. So like once a designer should design, you work with the developer, make sure he implements everything you've done. So yes, the UI designer makes technology easy for people to use. I said that already. If there's, I think I opened an application last year, a website actually, and I didn't know, I couldn't do anything. I was just like, okay, what am I supposed to do next? I had to leave because I didn't understand what to do. And since then till now, I've never even gone back to check whether okay they've corrected the error or not. So something like that now, it was so easy for me to use. I didn't understand anything. So like that's like a bad design. So a UI designer rather, make sure people can actually understand this thing. You can communicate with this product. Okay, you want to create an account, you understand it. I don't need to come and be explaining to you, or you don't need to go and watch a tutorial video. Something that looks great but difficult to use has a great UI but a bad UX. Well, something that is usable but looks terrible has a great UX but a bad UI. So an example is let's say Telegram. Yes, an example now is Telegram. The interface for Telegram is very nice, okay, but the common with Telegram is if a person has read my message or not, I cannot know that, because it will just show me okay, if the message has gone, it shows one tick. Whether the person has opened it or not, it just shows double tick. And double tick does not really mean anything, because on WhatsApp, double tick means okay, the person has received it. Then if it's a double tick blue, okay, the person has received the message and has read it. For Telegram, we don't know, everything is either it shows 1 mark or it shows 2 marks. So like something like that now, it has a very good UI, but the user experience is not good at all. So for a UX designer, when I'm done with this, I'll try it also be like I'm lying. We're going to make reference to Google so I can show us all the pictorial representation of everything we're talking about. So yeah, UX is user research. So I don't want to bore you with everything I just wrote here. So like I said, UI deals with user interface, what you see. But user experience is what I feel. Yes, what I feel. Okay, I open a crypto account, I buy Bitcoin, then I don't know what to do anymore. I just select, when you want to buy Bitcoin, you put your details and all the whole process. Then you now write purchase. Then after purchase, it takes me back to the home page. And I'm wondering, okay, has my transaction gone? Has it not gone? Like, what exactly is going on? So like the UI is good. At least I understand that I purchased this thing. But on the user experience, I don't know whether it was successful or it was not, or I have to try it again or something like that's like a bad UX. So UX is basically the experience, the feeling, the emotions. So the UX designers, they focus on strategy and content. That's competitors and customer analysis. So most times we designers can decide to just, okay, you just design something based on, I want to design this thing. But by the time you go out there, nobody's using your application because you are not solving any tech is about solving problems. We should take note of that. Tech is solving problem. So like if you're doing any design or anything you're doing, it's not solving a problem, then you need to go back and go and understand that, okay, what exactly am I trying to do? So like for UI, we literally just do with the design, the interface. We don't care whether, okay, these people are going to use it or not. That's not my work. It is the work of a UX designer, a user experience designer. I'm the one that, okay, the stakeholder wants this, the investors want this, the users that will use the application wants this. I have to analyze it that, okay, this is the application I want to do. Do these users actually want this thing? If we do it, will they make use of it? What do they want exactly? That is what a UX designer would do. A UX designer will also go there. Let's say, okay, I want to create a food application, a food ordering application. I will make reference to Jumia, Glovo, Chowdeck, every application that does with food ordering. I will make reference to them as a UX designer. I will look at, okay, their flaws, okay, what do people say about this? What do people not like about this? But as a UI designer, I don't need to do that. I will just go to the application, get one or two ideas from it, get from one or two ideas from Jumia, from Glovo, and come to my own design and put everything together. But for a UX designer, I have to understand that, okay, this thing, what is the experience of these people with this application? Do they like it? Do they not like it? Then I now design it. I do the wireframe prototype. Then I go out there. Testing is going out there to let people know that, okay, this thing, though, do you understand this? Do you like how is the experience? How do you feel about selecting this thing? Then I come and I work with the developer. So like that's like what a UX designer does. So take notes. UI designer, we work on the interface, literally just design. While a UX, we go outside to get feedback from people and we also design. So UX designer is doing two things: asking people, doing research and designing, while a UI designer is just designing. Or the design that a UI designer, the research that a UI designer is doing based on a design, not based on the users. So yes, so now I'm going to product design. Product design is the process of imagining, creating and iterating products that solve users' problem in a given market. So a product designer does what a UI designer would do and what a UX designer would do. So if you're a product designer, you will do research. You will ask people, okay, what exactly is the problem? What do you want to solve? Like, I want to solve this issue. Can you relate with this issue I want to solve? I go out there as a product designer, I ask questions, and I come back. I analyze every single thing I've asked. Okay, they said this, they said that. Analyze it, then I now design it. I do my research also based on the design that, okay, other people that have done this design, how were they able to make use of it? Then I come back to my table and I add everything and I bring up something. A product design is not just the design part. You also do like the business part. For you, a designer, I do not care whether this thing is going to bring profit or not. I don't want to design something. A UX designer, okay, is it bringing the customers, the users that will use this application, can they relate with it? But a product designer, you need to be sure that the stakeholders the business part of the design, yes, that means the stakeholders KPI, the users KPI. Okay, will I understand this? Okay, what profit will I get from this? Okay, like the business part of design, a product design will also do that. The UI, the UX, and the business part. So that is the difference between a UX designer, and a product designer. So now, what are the jobs that we can find as a designer? You can be a product designer, you can be a UX designer, you can be a UI designer, you can also be a graphic designer. everything is designing. It's just like graphic designer now. They do more with logos and other things. Wow, product designer, UX designer, UI designer, we deal on design on applications, websites. A product designer can design, like, let's say television. Remember that a television has it has an interface. So a product designer can actually design a television interface. So it's not just limited to product design, UI design, UX designer. It's not just limited to digital product. It also goes far and wide to physical products, actually. So yes, you're also an animation designer. We have user researcher. Yes, some people they just go out, they just ask questions. They don't design anything. They don't use pencil and biro to do anything. They don't use Figma to do anything. They just go out there, ask people questions, and they come back and give us the design. Okay, this is what people have said though. Then a prototyper is someone that literally just prototypes. Because in design, once you design different screens, you have to link them together. So it's a prototyper. A prototyper may not design anything. We just come and link everything together. So we just have to figure out the exact aspect of product design, UI UX, and yes, UI UX design that we want to be based on. And in a company like Nigeria, most times we do the work of a UI designer, a UX designer, a graphic designer, a user researcher, everything, animation designer, we do everything together. But in other countries of the world, they employ people for these specific roles. So it could be, let's say Facebook, for example, or let's say Meta. Meta has a product designer, it has a UX designer, it has a graphic designer, it has a motion designer, a user researcher, it has all the smaller design roles of product designer. They all have it. But in Nigeria, you would do everything. In fact, if it wasn't for you to be a developer, say a front-end developer, you will do front-end development during your product design. So it's just okay knowing everything but doing one. Then what are the salaries for a product designer? The salary, according to in dollars in the US, a product designer salary ranges from the average of $105,000. That's for a normal designer. For a senior designer, we have 130,000 per year, and a lead product designer is 140,000 and above. So each level of designer has a range. In Nigeria, let's say a product design intern could be getting 100K. A junior role or entry role person could get 150, 120. When you're a mid-level designer, you start getting like 200, 250. Then once there is senior, you can't be collecting less than 300. Then if you're now a lead, because there's a difference between a senior designer and a lead designer. A lead designer is like above the senior designer. So a lead designer, you can be getting as much as 500K or $1 million. So, but I would just say that when you go out there, when you eventually become a designer and they call a range, like don't have like a stiff mind of okay, this is the amount I must collect. If it's abroad, yes, that's good. But in Nigeria, I would say if both ways, that because it was those days that product designer in the whole of Nigeria, we just have like maybe 20 product designers. But now in just Saboyaba, we have over 50 product designers. So if you go out there and they want to give you to design a website and you say 150K, they will see somebody else that will do a website for 100K. I'm not saying you should go below your standard, but just have like a flexible mind that okay, this is the range at which I collect. So it doesn't exactly have to be exactly within that range. If it's above, fine. If it's below, slightly below your range, and even apart from your range, make sure the price they are calling, you can actually do the work. Make sure you can actually do it. And I think I worked with someone recently, and I was to do a logo, video animation, and a website. And the amount he called, oh my, I can't even say it here. A very, very ridiculous amount. And I did the logo. Not because I was there to it, but because this is someone did that I actually know. So I did the logo, I did the design. Okay, I've done okay, give me half of the money. The person was just just going back and forth. Okay, want to see the website progress. I showed him the progress. He was telling me story. Okay, eventually sent like a particular amount. Then I'm done with the website. Send the money. Now the person is telling me that I have to wait till the developers are done developing first before he will pay me the rest for a designer. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. That is not the agreement we had. So a case like that now, I've already gone below my standard. The range that I would actually call for any design, I've gone below it. And the person is now trying to manipulate me. What I did, I don't know if that was a good thing, but from my point of view, I think I already gave the person access to the Figma file. So I just logged the file. So like nobody can access this design. Is it that if you like it's only if you give somebody else to redesign it from the beginning, from another perspective, no problem. But for what me I have designed, I didn't give access to the person because everybody is looking for work, everybody is desperate. If I want to charge a website for 150, somebody else can do for 50K. Somebody else can do that same website for 20,000 naira. Everybody is desperate. And like I said, this design market is it is very, very saturated already. So I'll just say, just have like a particular range. Don't fix your mind that, okay, entry level, you want to get 200. 200 from where? Even somebody that's even mid-level self, some of them don't even collect up to 200. So just make sure the price you want to put out there, you can actually meet up. Because it's one thing for you to call a price, then they agree. So when it's time for you to deliver, you can't deliver well, and it becomes an issue. So that's for that. So like other information about that, as the bootcamp goes on, I'm a living witness to everything I'm saying. So as the bootcamp goes on, I will show you experiences. I'll be going to share my experiences, mistakes that I made that I can never make again in my life. People that red flagging some customers, because we need to be able to see some red flags of customers. There's always a red flag that I will show. It's just for me to see that, okay, should I ignore the red flag or should I continue? Then I'm going to show samples of what I've done, the works I've done, my projects that have gone live, and other things like that. So a product designer, we go through a particular process before we come up with a design. We have to empathize with people, we have to define the problem, ideate the solution, build a prototype, then we test the solution. So empathize is like, okay, I go out there, I ask people questions. Okay, how do you feel about this? Okay, what if we did this way? Then I come back to my table, I plan everything that, okay, this is what they said the issue is, and this is what solution we can bring. Then I build a prototype. Then as well as I build the prototype, I now go back to people that I did research from. I give them that, okay, from what your feedback you gave me, I have come up with this. What do you think about it? So something like that. That is what we do in product design, because we work more with customers. Even though these days, most of designers now, our designs are not user-centered design. They're not woman-centered design. They are Oga-centered design. Is what your boss says you should do, you do. If your boss say put 100 pictures in one screen, put everything there. But by the time you go out to customers, people that use application, they won't use it because they don't see the need for it. But so as the bootcamp goes on, there's going to be a lot of practical examples because product design is a very, very practical thing. It's not okay, we're just listening to words, we're just doing slides. No, it's a very practical thing. So we look forward to the bootcamp. So some of the tools I use as a product designer. So you make use of journey mapping application, wireframing apps, graphic design applications, prototyping tools, research and data analytic tools. Well, that's based on your research. When you do your research, you need to analyze it basically. Then we have computer aided design. Yes, the software is used to design project management, because you're going to work with different people. If you're in a company where you're working with designer, developer, developer, data analysis, cybersecurity, which other field? A machine learning, yes, machine learning person. You have to have like a application where all of you can communicate, especially if you are doing a remote job. Then product roadmap applications. Also, you need to, okay, this is my progress on a project. This is what we're going to achieve. Those are those are the tools that we need. So when it comes to designing for a product designer, we need a Figma. You need to have Figma. People use Figma, some people use Adobe XD. And with the present Adobe purchasing Figma, everybody is saying, okay, let's look for an alternative because very soon Figma won't be free anymore. But we hope for the best. But Figma is like the best anywhere because it has like a very good collaboration feature. It has a very, very good collaboration feature. And as a designer, when you go for interviews, they don't ask you, okay, they don't ask for your personal projects. When they tell you that, okay, take us through a case study you did rather. They like you when they say that, okay, you worked with this person, you collaborated with this person. They like things like that because in the real life, you are not going to work alone. You are going to work with a developer. You work with stakeholders, investors, other different people of different tech related roles. So if they know that, okay, you can actually collaborate with these people, you have like the chances of you getting job is higher. And for somebody that is just in his house building, just designing, he's not talking to anybody, he's not relating with anybody, like you have higher chances because you collaborate. Then we have Adobe XD, we have Sketch, we have InVision, FlowMap, ProtoPie, Framer, Abstract. Then the most important of everything all is your stationaries, your pencil, your Bible, your paper. Because before you actually go to your Figma to design, before you go to the stakeholders to pitch an idea you have to draw it down. Because as a designer, even for people, it's only people that write code that their focus can be okay, they can't get distracted that okay, I forget the code I want to write. No, because you already look through what you've written previously and you understand and you automatically remember what you want to do. But for a designer, if you just wake up one morning, you go to your laptop and you're just designing, you there's 99% probability that you won't know what you're doing again because you didn't draw out your idea on a paper first. You just went to the laptop and you're just drawing rectangles and circles and boxes and everything. So it's very important you sketch it on a on a paper first with your pencil or whatever you want to use. And it saves time actually because if you were to start designing from scratch from your head on a laptop, you could use 3 hours. But if you already have it done on a paper, you just make reference to what you've done on the paper. So it just makes your work easier. What you'll have done in 2 hours, you do it in 1 hour or you do it in a lesser time. So I'm going to show my portfolio now. That's like all the designs I've done so far that I put in my portfolio. So please give me a minute. All right. And in the course of the boot camp, everyone is going to know how to build a portfolio, because it's one thing for you to design, it's one thing for you to actually put your designs together, to take out there for people to actually say that, okay, this is what I can do. Because as a designer, you need to show proof of your work. You can't just tell me I can do this, I can do this, but I can't see anything. So these are some of the case studies I've worked on. Way Express is a logistics application. My Roomie is an application that helps you find apartments or roommates. Rwanda application is a mobile banking application. Politico is a politics awareness website. Yes, the website. So these are the designs I've done, and I use Figma for every one of them. I really hope you guys can see my screen well. Sorry, I'm using a phone, by the way. I apologize for that. So these are the designs I've done so far. And I did not just wake up one morning and decide to do these designs. I always have to, I make reference to Behance, to Dribble, or I just decide to just draw something from my head or something. I don't just wake up and I just start doing anything. So this is what I've designed so far. And yeah, so in the course of the training, actually, you're going to do case studies, at least 2 case studies, because in the real world, to get a job, you must have solved a particular problem. And solving a problem is not just designing it. You need to tell us. I think I had an interview with Andela like last month. And when I had the interview with the person, a feedback from the person was that, okay, what he asked me a question based on my process. He did not ask anything based on the design that I did. He asked based on the process I went through to come up with that design. So it's very, very important to document everything you do. Don't just design. Okay, I think, let me open the case study. Yeah. So I did project overview. I had to get the problem, the goals, design process, then some of the pain points I got from people. I made use of a user personnel, the analysis with other applications. I did information architecture. I did a lo-fi, and I did hi-fi and some other things. So let me open another one. And the one I just opened, I did it alone. But this Rwanda, I did it with like, I don't know, I think we're almost 10. Yeah. We're supposed to be 10 on the group, although some people left. So this project now, I didn't work on it alone. I worked with people, and I was a UI designer with this project. So like, if I go out there and I talk about this case study, they already understand that, okay, I work with people. I didn't just work alone, because people like you when you can work with other people. It just shows level of experience you have. Yes. So even if you are an intern or you've not worked with anybody, internet has made it so easy for you to just write on your status or on Twitter. Okay, I'm working on a project and I need a developer, this person for us to collaborate. People will reach out to you, because we have come to the understanding that to make it in the real world, to get a job, you need to collaborate. And when you collaborate, you also learn more. You learn a lot of things. You know that, okay, this idea you had about this thing, it is not correct. You need to change your mindset about it. Okay, you learn new things. You learn, you unlearn, and you relearn basically when you collaborate. So that's why most interviewers, they always like you when, okay, you've worked with people. So yeah. So far I've worked with, I would say I've worked with a lot, because on my resume, yeah, I wrote about like 3 startups. But at the moment, it's like more than 3. I think as at yesterday, I was working on like 3 different projects at the same time, and it's not easy. Tech is not sleeping and waking up, or you go and dance, then you come back and you just, now you can ask Michael, the CEO. He's like, one of the living weaknesses, you cannot just wake up one morning and just be doing me. You have to work. You keep working, you keep working. Tech is not easy. And like I always say, tech is not for the weak-minded. It is not for the weak-minded at all. I think the first company I worked with as a contract staff, they did something, and I would tell you that I was almost depressed. Don't be saying they're not paying me. They're paying me. Oh, I'm not working alone. I'm working with people. But I was still depressed because the stress was a lot. There were just a lot of things. And imagine I just said that, well, I'm not doing it again. Even before I got that job, even know how many applications you're going to apply. I can't count how many applications I've done so far in my life I've applied for. But the letters of rejection is greater than the letter of acceptance. Or when you go for an interview and you do first stage, you pass, second stage, you pass, then the third stage, then they tell you that we failed to inform you. Oh my God, that time when you just open your email and you just see we failed to, very, very different. So going into design, it is a very interesting journey, and it's not for the weak-hearted. You are going to do sleepless nights, a lot of sleepless nights. You're going to, and as much as you do this, you will enjoy it, because if you work with people, me as a designer, I'm not, I won't say I'm a self-taught, because I learned it myself. I did a lot of book scams. I spent a lot of money. If I calculate how much I spent on boot camps, I've spent almost 100,000. If I'm being sincere, I've spent almost 100,000 on the do this thing now. She be just better and go and circle. Nobody can tell me that, because I know that getting to this point in my life, I went through a lot of happy times, sad times, times when I did not sleep, times when I even ghosted Michael, said that you cannot be stressing me, or what is it? A lot. And from the boot camp we did last year, I would say that was like I think that was like the first time I was actually teaching physically. I usually teach, but it's mostly online. But that one was physical. So like there was a lot of walking from my house to school to the venue, staying at the venue from morning to like evening, and I just like teaching. I think somebody was telling me that, oh, I'm not like, I think I'm working in a project, and person said, oh, I've not really been acting in the project, that will I be able to teach? And I said, I prefer teaching to design it, because you want to design, oh my, I can so bet that there is no application in this life that anybody has created that they designed it and it was developed in 1 month. It is not possible. when I was a contract staff with an organization, I was to do a application e-commerce web application. That means you don't need to download. In the bootcamp, I'll explain the difference between web app and mobile app and website. So I'm doing an e-commerce web app, and I was supposed to do it in 2 weeks. When they gave me the job, they said 2 weeks, and I laughed because I know say this thing it is more than 2 weeks. So by the time we did it for 3 months. The site is now live, but I won't say anything right now. Maybe when we do the boot camp, people that are joining us, they will enjoy the class. Yes. 3 months. So like don't pressurize yourself. Don't say, okay, oh, they said it's 2 weeks. Then you now go and kill yourself and say 2 weeks, because this life, somebody always replace you. So I'll say this is like the end of this. I was supposed to do like a design to make a splash screen, but now I'm saving that for the boot camp. So if you come for the boot camp, every of the design that is here, you're going to know how I did it, what inspired the design, how long did I do it. In fact, you'll be able to design something like this, because there is that joy when you see something, you just be like, how did this person do it? Then when you figure out that you can actually do it yourself, you're just happy that, okay, I can do this. I'm proud of myself. So I don't know if anybody has any question. I can't exactly see my Zoom. Like if anyone has any question, please do ask me. So yeah, any questions? Can everyone hear me? Hello?
Yes, 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 yes. I can hear you.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, if you have any question, I can see Shetima Dauda on the call. I can see Victoria, and I can see Gift and Ikena. So, do you guys have any question for Feromi about the boot camp, about the training, the UI UX, or from this class? Did you understand everything? Okay, if you understood, okay. Ikena, you have a question?
No, I understand everything. No question for now.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. How about Gift? Gift, do you have any question?
No, I don't.
All right, all right. Shetima, how about you? Okay, Toba, can you hear me? I think Toba's on the call. Toba,
Yeah, I can hear you, Michael.
yeah,
can you hear me? My network is a bit bad.
Okay, yes, well, I can hear you clearly. Can hear you clearly. Can you give like a closing remark so we can end this free class?
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Oluwatoba. I'm a product designer. Can everybody hear me? Am I clear?
Yes, you're very clear, Toba. You're very clear.
Okay. All right. I have almost 3 years experience in the product design space. So basically, as a product designer, you're like the architect. When when someone wants to build a house, the first people they go to is the architect. You're like the base. Without product designers, we would not have any softwares, we would not have any live products. So like product designers are really important in the tech space. In fact, in every there are so many industries right now. There is the hospitality, there is the fintech. So product designers are really important in every industry at the moment. So I would encourage every one of you to please register for this class. You would not regret it. And yeah, that's just it. We'll talk more about the whole process of how you can be a world-class product designer as you register for the class. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, you heard from Toromi and you heard from Toba. Two of them are going to do coordinators for the graduate design draft, and you guys are published. But this is the report. There's much more to learn.
You're not clear, Michael.
Oh, sorry. Am I clear now? I think you can hear me very well now, yeah? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, but it's like
Alright.
you're far from your speaker.
Sorry, Jerry. I'm actually very tired. All right, then. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. So ensure you enroll for the bootcamp on time. It starts on Saturday. So we are ready for you. So you are the one that we'll be waiting for. Okay. So thank you very much for attending this class. We'll see you on Saturday, as long as you enroll, of course. And I hope we all enroll for the class. Gift, Shetima, Ikena, and I can see Victoria somewhere. So I'll show you guys enroll. Okay. All right then. And if you're not okay, you know what? Let me put my my contact just in case you're not on the group chat and you want to reach out to me. You can use this phone number to reach out to me. So you can copy it now, and then just reach out to me on WhatsApp. Then we can discuss. And if you have any special requests too, you can also ask. Just let us know what you need, and we'll give it to you. Okay. All right, then. Thank you, everyone. Then ensure you've copied the phone number before I end the meeting. All right. All right, then. Thank you very much, Ola, for the meeting, the class rather, and thank you, Toba, for the closing remark. All right, everyone, have a very lovely day, or enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye.